All right, final topic of the day. Let's end with Bitcoin on the road to nowhere, stuck around 6,500. But Jim is keeping the faith and still betting on a breakout ahead. Jim, you are a strong, persistent man. Explain it to us.
Yes, and keep in mind, Bitcoin barely moves anymore. We have small swings. The volatility is not even related to the volatility that it was a year ago. So these trades are going to be smaller now. If it trades 66.15, that's again one of these stop-in trades. It's about 40, 50 bucks above where it is right now. I think that's a breakout spot with a target of 68.85 on the upside. If it trades back below 64.65, that's where I think you stop yourself out. And again, this is all within a reasonable range and in a low volatility environment. And for me to say low volatility in Bitcoin, I would have never guessed that was going to happen even a few short months ago.
Yeah, Jeff, what do you think of that?
Oh, I don't disagree with kind of the no man's land trade, but I'm on the other side of the trade here. I think we go lower and kind of test again at that 6,200 level. So from my perspective, sold.
But you agree, though, that there's something magical about the 6,000 level, right?
I do. I think there's something magical about you.
Well, thank you very much. I agree. Well, there's we've touched it several times, and it just seems like a strong bid comes in there. I don't know exactly what it is. I have a whole host of theories, but I think that it stays above 6,000. So I think you got a pretty decent, Jim, spot on the downside to play off.
After watching the futures trade for about a year now, do you really feel confident enough to say that the volatility is shaken out here, that we've watched this long enough? What if there's a regulatory change? What if people start shifting assets around? If the stock market isn't doing as well as investors are hoping?
I think the first thing you mentioned is the most important thing. Regulatory announcements could be a big volatility inducer.
And they're coming.
And they may come too. And then in any market, even low volatility markets, there's one-offs that could be down the road, the black swan, if you will, that push things hard. Outside of that, I will say that we are in a new world as far as price discovery and volatility goes. There's many different ways to trade Bitcoin now and different arbitrages between them.
It's become more efficient.
And it's become more efficient. And as we do that in anything, we see the volatility go down, and we've seen that here just the same.
I was shocked the other day. Brian was talking about Bitcoin, and he was talking about it relative to other assets, and he said, you need this bucket and this bucket to be diverse, and he gave Bitcoin an actual bucket, Jeff. So, I think investors are looking at this in a different way as they approach it a little bit longer term.
That could be a lonely view, Jackie.
Yeah?
I don't think the asset class has been adopted yet. I think people are certainly talking about having an allocation to Bitcoin some way, somehow, and that brings up the ETF conversation. That's why we wait upon the SEC to give us that opinion, or if it's going to be validated, there will be an ETF. But right now, I think there's a lot of people still just doing their due diligence on Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies in general, if you will.
But I guess if the question is, if I win that $500 million lotto that's in Illinois right now,
do I
allocate? Right? No, I'm sharing some with you, of course, but do I allocate some of that to cryptocurrencies? And I think, to Brian's credit, the answer to that is yes. I'm not sure everyone right now considers cryptocurrencies a bucket or Bitcoin a bucket, and they probably shouldn't, but it is creeping into the conversation. I'll give them that.
Okay, let's end there and get the risk reward on this trade. Reviewing, Jim is buying CBOE Bitcoin futures at 66.15. He's targeting a move up to 68.85. Each contract a little bit more than $6,000, so he's risking 150 to make 270.